we're moving into a completely different world, and yet a lot of people. I saw a comment on one of our podcasts the other day where, oh, I still want to pick up the phone and talk to somebody and do all this. Well, I mean, yeah, that's great, but the world's changing, and we're going to do so many things electronically, and the IRS needs to get their systems caught up as best they can. And I know there were some issues because I think the other thing you're going to see, and Annie, help me remember through this. The other thing, as they get systems, they're also going to make more requirements that things have to be done electronically as their systems. Because
Right.
I think it was last year, Annie, that what was it, 10 W-2s and 1099s or something required you to do them electronically?
Yep. And it wasn't 10 of each. It was like the
Totally.
accumulation of all of them. And I think for the most part, as if we can respond by notices or log into our portals and change our address or payment schedule or respond to something, I think all of that is going to be beneficial. And I know they've made a lot of changes just last year, but also over the last 2 years. With having all these online tools and better capabilities and increased service, with the phone service and the callback feature, and all they're trying really hard to remove whatever they can from being in paper and needing someone to handhold it into putting it into some sort of modernized system. I hope there's more to come on that because I think that there's still some work to be done.
Yeah, I think right now there's a big emphasis or push on the business tax account, right? We've
Right.
seen a lot of
Mhm.
work on that individual, the IOLA, the individual
Yep.
online account, which we've had since like 2016, but they had no funding to really make that, as great as it could be. And I think these first couple years of funding that they've had, they've really built out the individual account. And last year, they so
Yeah.
much better. And then last year turned their focus to a business, actually building a business tax account. And they did launch it for like sole props.
Right. Yeah.
Partnerships and S corps are coming next if they're not already
Right.
there. Where they've been struggling the most with that business tax side has been with just knowing who to give access to, right? Like for a partnership, if you think about like an investment partnership that many of us might be in, right? We might be one of thousands of partners in a fund, right? That
Right.
trades. But does that mean that we should have access to the fund's tax returns?
No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the IRS is trying to figure out like who do we give access to? How do we authenticate that somebody is able to receive that
Right.
business tax account
And
information?
then
So
maintaining it too.
yep. Yep. We've done a lot of work, not just in URSAC, but in industries association groups that I'm in and helping them recognize how businesses work and giving them suggestions on how they could go about it. I think the thing to remember is they've had so many things living on paper somewhere in their world that, to sort of start a system process, it's kind of hard to know where to start from.